This is Shawn Powell. I made a presentation earlier today, and this was really about the London event for USI Tech, and I was talking about the 1 year anniversary. And to be perfectly honest, I appreciate everybody coming through and taking a look at it, but I was trying to figure out what was going on at the time that they were presenting it, and it just wound up being so much more information that I felt like I really need to take the time to go ahead and make a second video indicating what all has happened today. So I took the day to do a lot of research. I've written down everything out for you so you get a full understanding of exactly what's taking place with USI Tech. Obviously, the new coin, if you hadn't heard anything like that nature, but there's so much more going on that I really felt like it deserved as another video, to be perfectly honest. This is actually the new logo for USI Tech right here. I like that. It's really starting to grow on me quite a bit. I've seen some of the people walking around that was at the event through their videos and things of that nature. Where they actually had USI Tech emblem right there with a big U, and it was around a medal that they had around their neck. It looked really, really, really nice, to be perfectly honest. I will say something real quick that this lets you go to where you look at the coin itself, how they're called tokens inside the business. But when I went to go save this page, it actually said back office, USI Tech back office. It makes me wonder if this is not the landing page or the login page that we're going to be using to go straight to it. Now, I know automatically as a default, you put in your credentials here, it's going to take you there. But I'm really starting to think that maybe we're getting some viewpoint as to what the new login page is going to be for USI Tech entirely. So that's my speculation. I'm pretty good for figuring out things, reading between the lines, and that's my gut feeling. It might be looking at one of them right here. So, just a little bit of information before we start on everything. Again, there's that pretty logo up here on the top left. No information here as far as the coin itself to let you know exactly what exactly the currency, the coin's going to be doing, things of that nature. What you can look at is the purchase in itself. And this price right here does seem to fluctuate with BTC. Because earlier in the video, I noticed it said at a slightly different amount, and now it's at 0.0, 10067. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be based upon it might be 50 euros if I'm not mistaken, or whatever that BTC per package is going to be. And I will go over the packages real quick. Silver is 100 tokens and no bonus tokens. Gold is going to be 5,000 tokens and one bonus. The bonus is at 10,000. Ruby is going to be 20,000 tokens. Emerald is going to be 50,000. And Diamond is going to be 100,000 tokens and four bonuses based on 200,000, 400, 800, and then 1.6 million. So I think, that's going to actually be the limits itself that's coming into it. Y'all, before I even get started, I do want to tell you something. Me coming from a perspective, I've done several online businesses. I felt good about USI Tech already. I don't really care what anybody else thinks about a business. I call people, I talk to the big people, I get a feel for something, and I don't promote anything that I don't believe in. If anybody's ever been on my channel, you'll know darn well I cannot make hundreds of videos on something that I don't believe in. It doesn't flow, it doesn't work. It's almost like trying to write a love letter when you don't love the person. It shows. It really comes through, to be perfectly honest. So even though I signed up at USI Tech several months back, y'all, I didn't jump in. It was nothing against the real business itself as much as I wasn't ready for Bitcoin. I'm old school in that way. And though I love online businesses, and I've done really well, and thank God for it's been a blessing. I got a little boy. I'm home every day with me. My little boy is 10 years old, man. I can't imagine dad being home every day. So I don't take any of this stuff for granted. But I just didn't grasp Bitcoin. Even years ago when I even heard it for the first time, I wasn't even sure it was what it was, if it was going to be around. And I think that's the perspective that 99% of the world is looking at, to be honest. They may see it, they may hear the word, might see it at Subway, they might see it at Target on the sign or something, but they don't really know what Bitcoin is. The fact that it changes lives, the fact that it's capable of helping countries, and things of that nature. So it took me a little while to figure out what Bitcoin was. And what really seemed to strike me the most is when it got to $3,000 per Bitcoin, and I've been watching it since, it was about almost like 2,200, something like that, And I'm like, man, this thing is just, it requires attention. You can't not look at it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So at about 3,000, I started looking at it. I started thinking to myself, well, I'm just going to buy some Bitcoin. So I was going to stack some Bitcoin, and that was going to be it. I'm just going to sit back. And to be perfectly honest, that's not a bad answer for a lot of people. If you sit there and just forget it, I think you're making a real good decision. But USI Tech, when I really decided that, when I started really getting to understanding what USI Tech was, it's like steroids for anyone that's trying to stack Bitcoin. And so coming from that perspective, and I finally got a real good understanding of it, I realized something, y'all. In USI Tech, and I'm saying all this at the beginning because it's real important, y'all. It's going to help some of y'all, especially ones who's trying to sponsor people and you're having a hard time. You got to find the bullet points. Here's a big one for y'all. I'm telling you right now. You are not really selling anything here. Now understand what I'm saying. Of course, we're buying BTC package, things of that nature. But y'all, you got to think about this. What you're really doing is educating people. That's really what USI Tech is all about. When people have, let's say you got $1,000. Here's a good example right here, y'all. $1,000. You understand in 2017, we've made 500% off of Bitcoin right by itself. Do you understand if you go to 2015, that was almost a 1,300% increase in Bitcoin alone? If you had $1,000 sitting in the bank right now that has been there since 2015, how much more money would you have? To be perfectly honest, not much. You wouldn't have made much money, and you know that. But if you take in that currency, that $1,000 at that time, and put it in Bitcoin, you'd be sitting there with $13,000, and it's only the beginning, to be perfectly honest. The most of the world don't even know what Bitcoin really is. It's a word that they might have heard at most. The way that you grow Bitcoin, y'all, is the fact that you expose it. It's exposure for Bitcoin that's going to help everybody. And USI Tech, y'all, there is no better business. And I really get the really gist of how large this business is now from this event for the first time. There is no better business, no better way of building your Bitcoin, multiplying your Bitcoin than this business right here. Okay, so I'm ready to go ahead and start the presentation. USI Tech, upcoming changes. Number one, some information you would like to know. Just get some information right off the bat that I learned today that I thought was really good. Some of y'all might be the first time hearing this stuff as well. Made 18 millionaires in USI Tech since March of 2017. So 18 millionaires that come from it. But y'all, you look at how much Bitcoin has grown. Anybody who's taking that business seriously, USI Tech, even then, and look at it now, it just makes sense, y'all. I'm not surprised at all that it's making these millionaires. And some of these millionaires probably came in after March, you know what I'm saying, to be perfectly honest. Over 300,000 members are confirmed in USI Tech as of today. I think that's pretty impressive. I heard 250,000 recently, so I knew it was somewhere in the ballpark. We are growing at 5,000 members a day. 5,000 members, y'all. I don't think I've ever been part of any business that grew quite that much. And I have seen, and not per day, per se. I've been in businesses that had about 2.5 million people in it. And I can tell y'all, man, the exposure at this amount is absolutely incredible. We are alone could affect Bitcoin right by itself. Right by itself is going to make a difference, y'all. It's absolutely incredible. Paid out 150 million so far from USI Tech. 100% of all people have gotten paid. I heard a guy say in the video earlier today when I was doing some research that, if you look up USI Tech and Google or videos or whatever, you're not going to find anybody who hadn't gotten paid. So the business is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Okay, 1,400 members were at the USI Tech 1-year event. That was today. I personally think, to be perfectly honest, I think we're going to blow that out the water when it comes to the next year, the 2nd-year event. I think it's going to be a whole lot more people there. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible because I think people now has got a bigger picture as opposed to what's going on. And not just the rich people. I'm talking about everybody across the boards understands to take USI Tech seriously. I really think that. I think the coin itself has got a lot to do with that. I think it's going to really put USI Tech's name on the board, to be honest. What percent of global hash rate of the Bitcoin market? Again, we've only been in USI Tech's only been around, for the most part, as far as Bitcoin per se, has been in the market for about 1 year or just a year, and you're already looking at 1% of the hash rate for the Bitcoin market, 2.5% of Ethereum market. I think that's absolutely incredible. Absolutely. Okay, big news first. Obviously, there's a new coin in production. I didn't even know what it was called. Nobody even said it earlier today when I made my earlier video and presentation. It is called Tech Coin. I like the name. I don't have no problem with that. I think it's pretty cool. There will be, from what I understand, I've read this in several different places. There'll be 1 billion coins and 500 million are in pre-sale now. Out of those 1,400, make sure I said it right. Yeah, 1,400 people sold 30 million in the room at the London event itself alone. To be perfectly honest, y'all, as big as this was right by itself, they could have had just congratulating people and had the coin and then people buying it, and that could have been it. That could have been it. But to be perfectly honest, there was so many changes going on that, like I said, I felt like I needed to make another video. So that's absolutely incredible. Touch this over in just a second ago. If you notice, the amount right here from what I took earlier is a different amount. So it does actually fluctuate based upon that, obviously. We're not going to go over that again. All right, y'all. For the good or for the bad, that's up to you to decide, I guess. That 3x3 matrix is gone. It will all be the uni level from here on out at the 12 levels down. 10% level 1 to get. Now, here's the variation, y'all. This is where the change is going to take place. So if I sponsor you directly and you come in here and you go crazy and you go big on your business, like I did, I bought. I've got almost 100 BTC packs. This is my first weekend. I sponsored about 40 people, and I ain't even had a chance to make videos yet, to be perfectly honest. I think it's about my fourth one, so I'm about to go crazy in this business because I really get an idea to see how big it is. But that first level at 10% is going to be built in already. To get level 2 and level 3, it will take 3 people getting 12 active packs. Okay, so you're going to have 12 active packs to unlock that level. Each level after will require another person that has active packs. So for level 4, level 5, level 6, things of that nature, it will require another person having 12 active packs. Now, here's a pretty big one too, y'all. Forex $600 software option is now gone. It's no longer an option. I think the biggest problem they had with this was people didn't know what they were doing with it. They were confused. It caused a lot of controversy, possibly, in this fact that they might have been messing up this and that. I think a lot of it wound up going back to support tickets and things of that nature. So they said, you know what? Let's just redesign this. Let's take it out. But one of the cool things is, from what I understand, if you bought this $600 software, they're able. You can keep it and keep using it. That's fine. Or you could take it and ask for a refund, and they will put it back in your account balance, and you can use that to purchase more BTC packs, the new token, or from what I understand, here's something else right here, y'all. I did not get a lot of clarity on this, and I could have swore he said 60 years. It might have been 50, but just going by what I've gathered today. Not real clear on the new packages that they have that trade for you. It was stated, I think, 60 euros for each package. I need more clarity on this. I've said that enough already, right? Okay, from what I understand, you buy another package. This package here is used for trading or something already for you. I really can't give you any more information than that. Wasn't a lot of information that was given out today on it, on all the things that was taking place, but I'm sure we'll hear about it soon enough and we'll get a real good understanding for it. So I think it's kind of taking the place of the Forex software at $600. This is just allowing you to buy packages to do so. So going back over it, the new logo, pretty cool. Back office, totally redone. I will show you this. This is the token part. It says my tokens. It says active BTC packages, my account balance. Everything on here is kind of like common sense, probably not far from where it is. This over here, I know they're talking about the videos are so much better inside the presentations. I also think they also, well, I don't get ahead of myself. Okay. This is actually going to be the activity log. Everything's located in about the same place, just really cleaned up. One of my biggest concerns, I will talk about it in just a second too when I get to it. They will have new T-shirts and mugs, etc. This is not the new logo, so I'm pretty sure it's not the new shirts. I looked it up and found this image, so at least I'd have it in there for you. New videos for sales and sales pages, really well done. Everybody talked like it was really, really good. If you look at all the changes this business is doing, if you understand it's taking 1% of the market in Bitcoin itself right by itself in a year, it really owes itself to make really good sales pages, to make really good sales videos that's really going to do nothing but just get these people who are free coming in to go crazy and want to do this business. And I think personally, even though I haven't seen them, it did seem to be mentioned a lot. I can't help but think that they did a really good job. They're putting this much detail and information into other parts of this business and the company. I don't think they're going to miss this. This is the part where the person's got their hand out pretty much, welcome somebody into the business. This, if you're going to spend money on anything in time and energy, this would be one of the big ones that you want to make sure you do it right. So I'm willing to bet they're doing that. Web, this part here is going to be new site is built on Amazon servers. Cool thing about this is we got 250,000, well, almost 300,000 confirmed, as a matter of fact, today. They have already done testing on this where they have 3 million people that's actually logging in and out, and it was working. So that's so much farther than where we are right now. The biggest problem I've actually seen with USI Tech at this moment, and I think it's growing with pains more than anything, usually in the evening time where I'm located here in the eastern part of the United States, about 7, 8 o'clock at night, everybody's trying to log in because I think that's when the trading, the accounts are being, added, and people are repurchasing at this time. And I got that, but I think that really wound up causing that window that everybody's trying to get into. And sometimes it would take a couple of tries, and sometimes I just wait and let everybody clear out before and go do it myself a little bit later on when I'm repurchasing things of that nature. So it's going to be really, really nice to see all this opened up and not have any issues with that as well. And I think that's really coming. Now, as far as me looking up information, I'm not someone that's going to jump into a business point blank period without doing a lot of research on it. I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to talk to the right kind of people, ask all sorts of questions, things of that nature. Feel good about it before I ever start, promoting getting out to people, especially telling my people about my list. Transparency is the number one biggest thing that would be obvious now. I think that was one of the biggest things that I kept hearing in the YouTube world and in the Facebook world. It's like, oh, I can't see him trade, blah, blah, blah. So they listened, to be perfectly honest. I think that's the only way you can say it. Now you'll be able to see both mining and trading at all times. I think that's really going to be a big thing straight from the blockchain itself. I do believe that transparency, especially as nice quality as the site's going to be, I think it's really just going to shut a lot of people's mouths. There's not going to be any reason for them not to do this business. So I think that's really, really a big thing. New USI Tech ATM machines. Now, obviously, that's the older logo. I found this one off of Facebook. I looked it up, and that's actually just one of the machines, though, so it gives you some idea that how big this business is really getting, Now, for the mining itself, there's a lot of technologies taking place, a lot of new things that's taking place here. New zero cost energy mining, new technology. I heard them talking about magnets and converting heat to be used for energy or something like that. I've always looked up information on how that they use magnets to produce, to make generators, and you can look up all that stuff online. I'm willing to bet it's probably tied in something like that, but they're also using the heat and using it for something as well to help produce energy. I'm sure we'll hear more about that. There might be some good videos or stuff like that in the future. I do know that the technology that they're using, the guy that created it, it's only been allowed to be used in 4 different locations around the world. And from what I understand, this guy's been working on it since he was 15 years old, at least the idea of making something like that. So this is really going to be a really good way, because when it comes to mining, the efficiency and the cost itself is one of the biggest things. Well, here it looks like they've already got that answer taken care of. Adding new exchange that would allow straight purchase with debit and credit card. My opinion, this is huge. Could be November the 1st. They already have that in the back office. So you have your debit and credit card here, and you'll have your Bitcoin here. I think that's absolutely incredible. I think this is something alone that is going to launch a lot of people who don't know how to get Bitcoin. I wound up having to make videos telling people to go to Coinbase so they can know how to blah blah blah. And that's fun. I'm gonna, it's good information in the first place, but at the same time, y'all, it'd be so much better if we had straight access to debit credit card right here, and it'd be almost instantaneous. I'm willing to bet when they're actually starting to add the Bitcoin into it, because when I came in, I bought $5,000, 2,500, and 2,500. I put 10,000, and right now I'm still waiting for some of that to come to Coinbase so that I could transfer it over. You see what I'm saying? So that winds up being, so this would be a really good way to go ahead and get people, especially new people, beginners, to go ahead and start doing. A lot of y'all who thinking it might be hard to get that 3 levels at 12, this could be your answer right by itself. To be honest, y'all. So I think that's one of the biggest things. The biggest things I put in yellow. I put that way. Um, what did I get from the changes in the overall first year event? I would say just the actual size. I don't think people knew how big this was. Um, they were talking about how emotional it was. I can't imagine getting in the business, taking it seriously, and then Bitcoin, the way I'm getting paid, goes up 400%, 300%. And I've seen it, y'all. I've seen it. I know people personally making $60,000 a week, if not even more now. I don't even know how much they're making. Yeah, I know personally. I knew before they got in this. And I just can't imagine for an average person who had a dream to online business what something like this can do for you by just falling into the right time. And y'all, we are so far from missing the boat. Think about it, y'all. 99% of the world don't even know what Bitcoin is. They don't even know. We are in shallow water with a tidal wave that's coming. How do I know this, y'all? Because I can see this. All we got to do is expose Bitcoin, get it out to the people. Quit trying to sell something, y'all. I think a lot of times you mess yourself up. Just show people you believe in your business. Open your mouth, mash the record button. If you believe in the business, it's going to come out. You're not going to mess up. You ain't got to script anything. Just let it go, y'all. Only reason I got these words up here is so I can stay on target. Any other time I'm training, I wouldn't even be using these, to be honest. So again, I think that was one of the biggest things, was the fact that I keep hearing everybody say, even though they say word for word, how much it changed people's lives, how it changed countries, man, how something like this can affect people because of bad currency, and where they're located, these third world countries and things like that. Bitcoin can be the answer. USI Tech with it. I think it just goes hand in hand. It is like Bitcoin on steroids. I said that earlier, and I really believe that. Just like I said, bigger than I thought it was. Second thought, I would say that came from this, and I wrote this down earlier. It will be steamrolling over a lot of the leaders and people, and they will be getting aboard big with USI Tech soon. What am I saying is, it don't matter if leaders are doing USI Tech or not doing USI Tech, and they're trying to focus at something else, and they're making good money at that one. That good money is still that currency that's not doing you any good. Remember me telling that 1,000. If you have $1,000 in 2015, it's going to be worth almost $13,000 now. There's no way that you're going to be able to not look at USI Tech and think of Bitcoin and think about what your money would have been compared to where it's at now. And so, my opinion, even the ones who don't really want to do USI Tech, I think it's like a steamroller is going to come over. It's just going to suck you up. I do believe so many leaders are going to be jumping aboard, and I think they're going to be shocked when they do it. And I can't imagine this, y'all. If we've got 18 millionaires from 2015, from 2017, from March, it's nothing compared to what's coming this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't do 3 times that, if not even more, which I think is absolutely incredible. And y'all, just to finish this up, and there is still more new things that are coming out between now and the end of the year that hadn't even been acknowledged yet. So, in my opinion, I welcome the changes of USI Tech. I look forward to it. I'm glad it opened my eyes and let me know that there's so much more here than even I saw. Anybody who was looking at getting out to USI Tech, like I said, I sponsored about 40 people this week. I had pre-arrangements, y'all, to another. I do YouTube videos for Power Lead Systems, and I'm doing something called Master Training Institute. And I was chosen. I'm tickled to death with that. So that's me right here in the video, me and my little boy. But I've had to make about 12 videos this week. And the entire time I've been thinking, I want to get some USI Tech videos made. I want to go ahead and get them out there, blah, blah, blah. And now today, after watching and learning all the changes and how big this really is, I cannot wait to start putting out a whole bunch of information, a whole lot of training as well. Things of that nature for USI Tech. Okay, y'all. I want to also tell you, I got a lot of new subscribers today. It's got almost 500 views on the one I did this morning. Where am I sitting at? 514 views, got 12, and I think I got maybe about 25 or 30 new subscribers. I want to tell each and every one of y'all that I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Anybody watching this now, y'all, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not in USI Tech, which I think most of you probably are, y'all, listen, don't sit on the fence on this. I'm going to tell you, I was one of the biggest idiots in the world. I was sitting there waiting. I signed up months ago. I could have been one of those 18 people, to be perfectly honest, if I just would have seen the bigger picture. But thank God I've got it now. Sitting on the fence don't do nothing but get you a sore butt and splinters. Period. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that, y'all. So what you need to do, y'all, is if you haven't already signed up, go ahead and sign up. If you're in USI Tech and you're having problems, y'all, go down below also and take a look, because we have got something that's basically a Bitcoin making machine that has, like I said, I got 40 members this week and I hadn't even been focusing at it yet. And I've seen people sponsor over 4,000 people with the exact same sales funnel that we're using. So anybody can use this. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll be adding a whole lot of new content, and y'all, I just want to tell you I appreciate you checking out my videos.